seeing your face. How are you?
I'm good. It's nice to see you too. This is awesome.
Look good in quarantine. What is this lip and this like necklace you have? What's happening?
So this is what I was just talking about, is that like who you quarantine with is essential, because they all have these skills, right? So my sister's the makeup girl, my mom's the hair girl.
Okay. Wow. You are kitted up. I know. I've just got the chef. That's what
You've got the chef. I want to talk to you about that for sure, because I saw the eggs Benedict and I was like, I need some of that.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's a little silly over here. Yeah.
All right. Welcome everybody to Together We Rise, uplifting conversations for challenging times. We are in an unprecedented time where we're experiencing a global pandemic with COVID-19. Every day we hear, nonstop news and updates, many of which can cause anxiety in people and really take a toll on your mental health. And so yesterday in Toronto, they actually announced it looks like about 12 more weeks, at least, that they're kind of anticipating for the quarantine and social distancing. And so that's why we really created this show, Together We Rise, because we bring on inspiring guests like the lady we have with us today. And it really just kind of helps shine light to hear how they're coping and what they're doing and the advice and wisdom that they have to offer. So
I have loved it so far. I've been jumping in on the lives and I have loved them. And really kudos to you, Katie, as always. You are a woman of action, right? Like you kicked this off immediately. Some people are kind of hip into it now that we're going to be in this for a bit. So let's do some programming around that. But you were like, here we go with the positivity. So congrats to you. That's great. Love that.
I appreciate that. Thank you. It's also something I admire about you. And we've worked together on so many projects.
We have.
For those of you who have been to Girl Talk Day, you remember Meredith Shaw did that like iconic speech. I know they still quote you, Meredith, as the pineapple girl.
Pineapple girl. I love that.
I
love that. Yeah. Stand tall, wear a crown, be sweet on the inside.
Yes.
Even as you stay inside.
Girls still message me with that quote from you. So that's awesome. When I had the pink box, a random company that no longer exists, Muffy made your doodles, like you're a girl of so many talents. You donated many stationery cards to that box.
Yeah, that's right. I remember. And now we've both moved on from both of those ventures. But that's the thing, stuff, you get brought together for a reason, and then you kind of continue to support one another as you keep going. That's the beauty of getting in the orbit of other amazing women.
Fabulous. Well, for those of you just tuning in, we have a great episode today, Together We Rise. And before I get into our interview questions, I want to thank our sponsor, and that is First Session, an online platform that gives you the opportunity to find and connect with a mental health professional. And, if you are struggling, if you'd like to speak to a therapist, if you'd like further professional supports, it's awesome to know that there are ways to get that. And all online therapy, some of the therapists are offering discounted rates. So definitely be sure to check out First Session. And they have some really amazing resources for you there, and shout out to them. Now I want to introduce our guest for today. Meredith Shaw first made her mark in Canada as an award-winning singer-songwriter and is now a host on CHUM 104.5 and iHeartRadio Canada. She can be seen regularly as a style expert. We see her all over TV, you guys, on CTV's The Social, The Marilyn Denis Show, Your Morning, Etalk. Meredith is also a recognized model. We see her in magazines, we see her in campaigns, and she's a really awesome body positive women empowerment activist. So welcome, Meredith. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me, Katie. And on a Friday, no less.
I know. It's a good day. It's a good day. So I want to kick it off and just ask you, how has COVID-19 impacted you and all of the different endeavors that you kind of embark on a regular basis?
Yeah, well, life has changed for all of us, certainly work-wise for me. I'm going into next week will be week 3 broadcasting CHUM 104.5 from home. So it's been a long time since we've been out of that studio. They were incredibly precautious at the beginning, wanted to keep everybody safe, wanted to keep our listeners engaged with us and making sure that we had the equipment and the setup that we needed at home. So right around the corner from my dressing room here that I'm in right now is my kind of CHUM studio. And everyone at CHUM, we're still going live in our regular shows. So you'll hear me at 4 o'clock today, 4 to 7. That's still going on. And so it's really nice that we've been able to maintain that despite, you know, so many changes. Obviously on the television side, that's super different. I love what The Social is doing right now. They're kind of going live on TV and doing their, you know, roundtable discussions. The social distance is what they're calling it, which I love. But, you know, Marilyn Denis has started a podcast. So Marilyn Denis does a podcast. That show is not shooting right now. So certainly the television side, Etalk, doing stuff from home. So that's all changed for me in terms of my style and co-host portion. But yeah, I mean, what's nice about radio is that it's that medium that started it all and will not die. You know, it's the connector, it's the deep connector, which is why I love it so much. And yes, you can listen to it on sort of terrestrial radio here in Toronto, but if you're watching, because I know Katie has fans all over the place, you can download the iHeartRadio app and get it there. So
fabulous.
That's kind of my work life.
That's actually true. You kind of brought it a little bit deeper with radio. Like it's kind of always been the medium that gets people through hard times.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're really focusing on that right now at CHUM to, you know, we're the station that makes your day pop, right? We want to add that joy. We clearly want to be informed and to inform others of what's going on, but we also really want to act a bit of as that escape for you. And also at 7 o'clock every night, which I love that we're doing, we're reading out your thank yous and shout outs on the air. So we're bringing people in, you know, their words, their thanks, and playing a song of solidarity. So we're doing like a pump up song at 7 o'clock.
Oh, I love that.
Kind of rally everyone, but also, you know, use the time on the mic to say who you are grateful for in your life. And I basically cry every night at 7 o'clock, happy tears, because the kindness is just, it's incredible what's going on right now.
That's awesome. Meredith, what are some of the strategies that you're using? Like you're generally somebody that's like this sunny, bright personality, you know, that we look forward to hearing from, you know, being indoors for all this time. What are some of the things that you're doing to keep yourself motivated and uplifted?
I've gotten really into taking showers every morning and baths every night. I don't know. I'm a Sagittarian sign, so I guess that's fire sign, but somehow I'm turning into a Pisces. So I need the water and the vitamin D. That kind of like mix of the elements is really helping me right now. You know, I know some people say like have that routine and put on an outfit, and I know that's my line of work basically, but I feel like we are just doing our best right now. And so if that works for someone, great. But like, if you don't feel like putting on a bra and wearing a look and you don't, you know, that's not, I don't think we should add any kind of pressure. I've been definitely, I've been obsessed with candles lately. I know it's little tiny things, but I've been really looking for little things that can bring me immediate joy. You know what I mean? Like, and that candle and scents have really brought me to a different place and helped sort of any kind of bursts of anxiety that can pop up. Clearly, I'm staying very connected with my friends, with my family. It was just my dad's birthday yesterday. I shared that on my Instagram. We did like a little drive-by birthday serenade. So staying as connected as possible for sure, but then also trying not to be overwhelmed by that connection, right? Like I saw a really funny quote about Zoom is now just like real life. Like you overcommit to like all these Zooms and then you don't want to go to any of them. And so then you just like put the duvet over your head. So just don't overcommit, I guess. And know that we will get through this. We will. And that's the kind of mantra you just got to keep running through your head.
And I saw you've been taking on some like self-organization projects at home.
Oh, I'm out of control. And by no means, sometimes I get messages and people being like, oh, I feel so lazy. That is so not the point of me sharing it. It's basically to hold myself accountable. And like I'm saying, that has been working for me to give myself every couple days, just like one corner of the house, one corner of a room. Because we're spending time all the time in our places of living, right? And so my partner and I bought a house and moved in the summer, and we did stuff, but there's always more stuff. And now that I actually kind of have the time and the focus, it's been really fun. And that little sense of accomplishment, and like, you know, when you clean a room or clean a closet and then you go open it just to like look at it. That's what I've been doing. And
you're making me,
again, that
sound
instant
good.
joy. Yeah, that instant joy. Like, actually, this is a preview. That's the other thing I'm doing. This is a preview of my sparkle sweats.
Okay.
Obviously haven't worn it. $69.99 from Winners, but we'll wear it today.
And I saw you also mention that in your stories, which I think is good. You know, like, yes, we can have those, like, be casual if you don't feel like wearing a bra, if you don't feel like putting on pants. But I know you had also mentioned, like, the one day.
I mean, wear pants. I'm not saying don't wear pants, Katie. That's a different kind of show. Yeah.
You also mentioned, like, putting on some glitter and like just feeling fabulous, and how that kind of like lifts your mood.
It does. I think there's a difference between being comfortable and then really sinking down into like a mood. And I think we all know that fine line in ourselves, right? Like if you're taking immense joy in wearing your pajamas and then changing into your nighttime pajamas, like go for it. But if you know that that's slowly going to eat away at your sense of purpose and your mood overall, I would nip that in the bud. And I'm doing sparkle sweats every Friday. So after we get off, I'm going to post my little sparkle outfit today. It's definitely sweatpant based always, but we're just adding a bit of something. And I don't know why I thought to do that, but it just made sense last Friday, and I'm just going to keep doing it every Friday. It was cute though. People were sending me their sparkle sweats. So by all means, if you want to get in on it, I'm not like trying to start a movement, but if you want to, I would love to see it, because every little bit helps, right?
Sparkle sweats? Is that like the thing?
I guess so. I mean, sure. You heard it here first.
At least they're wearing pants.
Yeah. Yes.
So one of the questions coming in right now is, how awesome is it to be quarantined with a chef? You know, you're with Rodney. Like, tell me about this quarantine experience.
I mean, it's good. Like, the whole chef thing is very nice. If you can fall in love with the chef, I highly recommend it. I mean, don't get me wrong, Rod is super annoying. Like, you're quarantined with your partner. He has said this on lives before too, so I'm not talking out of turn. But it's tough. Like, you're with this person. Rod and I spend a lot of time together, and you know, we are sort of each other's match. But you know, it can get a little much when you're around each other all the time. But what's really cool is that we definitely connect over his food and cooking and being in the kitchen, and we also connect on interacting with people and sharing with people. So we've been able to kind of combine both those things and go live when we're in the kitchen together, and that's been really fun, kind of sharing that experience. And he's just so good. Like, he's just so good. He's really, really talented, and he can make like everything delicious. So that's been nice. And my tendency right now would be to be like, you know, I'm going to have to roll myself out of quarantine. But I really want to halt that, because I feel like there's been so much talk around our bodies during this time. And so even myself, you know, that's the joke, right? That you find yourself making. And I really want to caution people against that, because it's very problematic. Like, so many people are making this quarantine time about their bodies, either eating too much food or starting a, you know, super strict workout routine. It's been a little overwhelming, I've found, on social media, as someone who definitely lives in that kind of body activist, body positive world. People are really making a pandemic, a global pandemic, about their bodies. And I find that, like, hang on, humans. Like, stay home, but like, stay kind. Let's stay kind here. Yeah.
I like that a lot. And I think, you know, there's so much inspiration that we can kind of take from what you're doing. So if you've been following along with Meredith's posts, like, yeah, she's organizing and she's got her glitter, but like very real, like body positive messages like this that continually come up. And I think that's really important. In one of your recent posts, I loved how you kind of gave a summary of your own journey. And I think it's relevant to right now, because people are feeling like maybe some of the dreams that they had over the next few months or things that they had planned like didn't come through. And you shared your story the other day, you know, how you started out maybe one direction, like singer-songwriter, and had some success there, and how that led to radio, and how that led to TV, and how that led to modeling. And like throughout that process, you grew to like love and celebrate who you were. And I think that's such a great message for people who are maybe feeling down right now, and that there is an opportunity. So maybe you could just speak a little bit to kind of like trusting in the process and sort of like being willing to put yourself out there in a wide variety of avenues.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to not be afraid to fail. That's the thing. We're going to fail. You're going to fail. That's just going to happen. And the best part of that failure, even really big, like fall on your face failures, you just learned that that wasn't the path, right? It's that indication of like, oh, no, right, no, maybe over here. So you learned one more thing about what's not going to work for you, which allows you to understand what will work for you. And, you know, you get closer. I just made up the term in that post, but your big bliss, you know, that feeling of like your purpose, and your purpose sounds serious, but your bliss, like your joy in your life. And when you are on that path, it starts to flow, and stuff that you do works. And then you meet other people that work with that, and the ball just rolls. And when the ball is not rolling in your life, it feels like it's going to be impossible to get it rolling again. And I think this is that collective time for all of us, of that feeling of like, you know, stop. And how are we going to get it rolling again? And I think that was what I was exploring in that post, and also just giving much love and thanks to the gem of a human being that is Jann Arden. I'm sure everyone watching knows that, but she played a very special role in my life, not knowing her when I was younger, and then young, let's say young, when I was younger, and then now, you know, I do know her, and that still blows my mind. So that is the other idea, is that you know, people you once looked up to, once you clear the way of that noise and understanding that failure is okay. I mean, these are people that you're going to have dinner with and like hang out with. And it's crazy to me. It blows my mind. So I offer that story just as actual evidence of something that sucked that has become amazing. And I think whatever sucks for you, the potential for it to really be the teacher in your life is so close if you just see it that way.
And you were on Jann's podcast this week?
Yeah.
So we can tune into that to
you can, more. You can, it's up on iHeartRadio. It's an incredible podcast. She's got so many amazing guests, and I was on the show, and we talk a lot more about failure, and she talks about hers as well. It's really liberating, you know. It's just liberating.
Yes. Love that. So we got to tune in. Everybody can check out the Jann Arden. This is the Jann Arden podcast. That's great.
Jann Arden podcast, yeah.
Okay. So I could obviously chat with Meredith for a very long time. And it's awesome to see like all the feedback and love coming through and support, because there's some really good stuff that's been shared today, some great pieces of wisdom and some nuggets. And we're actually recording this episode today. So it'll be up on my feed, 𝐭𝐡𝐢𝐬 Zeppieri, and you'll be able to see and go back and tune in if you're just kind of joining us now. But I want to move into the lightning round with Meredith, where we have some quick questions. Right. We get to know her a little bit better, and we get some recommendations.
Okay.
All right. First up, what makes you a good person to be quarantined with?
I'm neat. I'm really neat. I'm not messy.
Your closet is proof.
Yeah, I'm not messy.
Number 2, what could potentially make you a bad person to be quarantined with?
I'm very neat. I'm very, very neat. I require you to also be neat. I have I've put up like strategic hooks around where I feel like Rod usually drops things on the floor. I put up a hook. He still doesn't use the hook. I'm like, babe, just anyway.
Strategic hooks. That's amazing.
I do. I literally look at where he drops his pants and I put a hook on the wall, thinking maybe he'll just put it on the wall. He doesn't.
Okay, how about a quote that keeps you inspired?
Oh, don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. That quote changed my life. Do not let the perfect be the enemy of the good. Good is good enough right now. Good is good enough.
Yes. How about your go-to pump-up song?
Oh, I mean, I got to shout out my CHUM 1045 playlist. We've got all the pump up songs, especially at 7 o'clock. Especially at 7 o'clock. We're playing a lot of Destiny's Child, you know, a lot of like Kelly Clarkson's Stronger. It's a really empowering moment on CHUM at 7 o'clock. So plug, tune in.
Today at 7 in our sparkle sweats.
Yes.
Tuning in.
Okay.
Your current at-home workout, if any?
Well, I like to go outside and walk, you know, very distanced, and hopefully that's still allowed and safe. But I like walking. I like the fresh air. I like the sunshine. So yeah, it's walking. Although a lot of people have been doing like the online yoga thing. And I've never been a yoga person. And I feel like if I'm stuck, I might actually become one. So I feel like I'm going to download an app and try to do the live. Yeah.
How about your go-to healthy snack?
I have been, Rod's been baking bread, like really good rye, like yummy bread. And I've been going back to something from my childhood. I do that like a nice toasted piece of the rye bread and some nut butter. Used to be, you know, peanut butter, but now like grown up nut butter, and then some banana slices and some cinnamon on top. I don't know, it's nostalgia. It's like filling. It's yummy.
Sounds really good.
Yeah.
How about a book recommendation?
Oh, I mean, if you're a radio person, perhaps like I am, or like a media person, I love Howard Stern Comes Again, his latest. It is a collection of all of his favorite interviews. Actually, Katie, you would love it. It's a really great in-depth study into human beings, celebrity and non, how to interview, how to just be interesting and purposeful in conversation. Howard Stern is so good, and his book's amazing.
Adding that to the list. Thank you. How about a Netflix show recommendation?
I am not going to say Tiger King. I am not going to say Tiger King.
That's been a popular response.
Yeah. I'm going to move us off Netflix altogether and go to Crave. And I'm going to say The Outsider.
Oh, what's that about?
It's scary. It's it's a Stephen King book. Jason Bateman is in it. Scary. Cynthia Erivo is in it. Very good acting. Very scary. Good to like watch at night, snuggle up with your partner, and be like, well, actually being scared right now is maybe if you want to be more scared in a different way.
About something else. Yeah.
About something else that will never happen to us. Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, last two questions. Is there a skill or a hobby that you've been wanting to do? It might be yoga. Yoga might be the answer. Is there a skill or a hobby that you've been wanting to do that you maybe haven't had time for, but now that you're kind of spending more time at home, that you might like to try?
I want to, especially as we get a little warmer in the temperatures, like I want to get my green thumb on. I want to garden. I want to not kill every plant that I own. Like I never have time to water things. It's bad. So I want to be more of a in the earth planting person.
I saw, and you added greenery to your space yesterday.
I did add greenery to my space. Now the good thing about that greenery is that it's fake, Katie.
Okay.
I can't kill that greenery. Everything else. So I want to get better at that. I want to get better.
That's awesome.
I need to be like Melissa Grello. She's filled her entire house with plants, breathing oxygen and all the good stuff. So I want to be more plant-based.
And lastly, where can people connect with you off of today's live?
Oh, at Meredith Shaw, Toronto. Very annoying that it says Toronto. There's another Meredith Shaw. If you are, please get off Instagram so I can have my name. At Meredith Shaw. Yeah, that's the one I'm most active on. I DM everyone back, all the things, and then just tune into CHUM 4 to 7 every day.
Love that. And I love that you encourage this idea of sparkly sweats. I'm into this. So guys, post your pictures, tag Meredith, and hashtag sparkle sweats. And yeah, we're going to tune in 7 o'clock today. I'm there for that, like a pump up jam on CHUM. That sounds phenomenal.
Yes, a song of solidarity.
Song of solidarity. I like that a lot. Meredith, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. Like always, great wisdom, always real talk. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Tune in tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we bring on a different inspiring guest for Together We Rise, uplifting conversations during a challenging time. Shout out again to our sponsor, First Session. We really appreciate it. Again, if you are needing further mental health supports, we recommend that you check out their site. They have therapists and online sessions that you can tune in for. So First Session, thank you for that. Together We Will Rise, everybody. Have a great rest of your Friday. Bye.